I'm aware of this. Oh, it's recording in progress again. Like we're starting over. Just like starting over. I'll start quoting Lennon songs
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm. How
I
do
can
you sleep?
in my bed.
Yeah.
That's easy. And you want to ask me another quiz question?
um, the yesterday, how many games were there to play?
I didn't play any games yesterday.
I don't remember the lyric. I don't even remember the words to that song.
Well, the fun fact on that is when he woke up, he said he had the song in his head, but it was called Scrambled Eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
Right. That was how it was conceived,
I
apparently.
spilled them all on my legs.
Something along those lines, yes. But I mean, come on, I found one great thing in songwriting is when you have that really stupid thing with really stupid lyrics in your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just, oh, you could put it out that way. I've done that before too, but you just turn that into like an actual tune, right?
I've found that every lyrics that I come up with that, or this has been at least lately, that there is sort of like something that makes me feel like fist pumping, have all been the worst, the absolute worst. Anything that's like anthemic.
Yeah, some of the stuff Scott sends me can be a little whack, especially if he's been drinking. Like there's somewhere I'm like, yeah, I'm clearly not going to be using this set of lyrics.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah,
there's one.
I'm.
I can find an example because actually he sent it, and then the next day looked at his email. I was like, oh shit, why did he didn't send me the revised version? Let's see what he wrote. Because this is still the part of the show that most people don't hear, if anybody.
This
Um,
is a part of a show.
I just stick them on Patreon, right? So if
Oh, okay.
people were, it's like the little extra bit you get from the Patreon if you happen to be there. But I don't think
Thank
there's
you,
that.
patrons.
Yeah, I don't think there's that. Yes, thank you. But I don't think there's that many at the moment.
Hey,
Mm-mm-mm.
you're rare. Thank you for being rare. I mean, thank you for existing.
I want to be medium rare. Doesn't
So what?
matter.
Pink?
Yeah, yeah, pinkish on the inside. Here, there we
I
go.
was like, I was very
Hey,
happy. I had a burger in a restaurant for the first time in like 3 years, and I ordered it medium, and
Mm.
it came just rare as hell, and I enjoyed the crap out of it.
There we go. Yeah, the second email says, "Hey, it was wasted when I sent out the first iteration to you. Use the second one." So of course I have to go to the first iteration.
Mm.
It's okay. Yeah, it's just kind of actually it's not that bad. It's just life runs deep in the groove, just like bamboo. Okay, yeah, maybe that's what he
Mm.
was getting at, not working.
Mm.
No, no, it's not embarrassingly bad. He just, yeah, I've gotten ones before that were just like whack weird. So, but I guess he hasn't been doing that recently. So,
Was small fish, small pond, a bit of milk from a small mom.
oh,
There's
okay,
one of my song idea lyric ideas, and I don't even think that's bad.
okay, yeah. See, we got to change the topic because we need to talk about truly bad lyrics if we're going to talk about lyrics on some kind of air.
But there's also song titles like "My Blood is a Fire Hazard,"
Ooh, okay, that's fun.
"Speak Your Piece and Get Out of My Office."
Let's see what we got for dumbest rock lyrics. Dumbest rock lyrics. Certainly something's good there. My computer's thinking it's slow because I'm on Zoom.
I got good internet, I think.
My internet's good. It's just I think Mimi's also on the internet, and then my
I mean, I
computer's really
think
old.
I
Okay.
remember specifically playing the. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I remember playing the game Rock Band and doing the song Zero by Smashing Pumpkins and thinking this is unbelievably bad, the lyrics. I didn't know them.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking at something here. It's giving me like these like hair metal lyrics, but they're not like amazingly bad. They're just
Hmm.
kind of like whatever.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Here's one that has it was like Bon Jovi song and a Van Halen song. This one at least have Limp Bizkit. They have terrible lyrics.
Okay.
See what we get there. classy stuff. What? Oh, they're not gonna print it. Oh, this one sucks because it gives you like you have to play the clip. I want them printed. Yeah.
Okay, here's a Reddit post.
Okay.
Write a letter. What's the matter? You'll feel better. Write a letter. You'll feel better when it's done. There is one way to show what you feel for the girl. Write her a lovely letter. Tell her what you're looking for.
See,
Yeah.
that's just doll, right?
Okay, well, here you go. You've got a pussy. I have a dick. So what's the problem? Let's do it quick.
Okay, that's getting worse. Is that too life proof?
No, these are metal lyrics.
Oh, okay. What's this? Leah Trio.
Wait, what? Okay. Oh God, I was visiting in Africa 2 months ago. Sorry, go ahead.
This one's pretty bad. Yeah, well, okay, you go then.
No, this is actually good.
Okay,
This is
we'll
actually
say that.
good though.
Okay.
I was visiting in Africa 2 months ago. My goal was to see all those wild animals. Most excited I was when I came close to elephants. They were big and somehow so scary. Something happened when I snapped a picture. 3 elephants surrounded me. One of them ripped off all my clothes. Second elephant came on me and started to spread my butt. This is just porn.
Yeah, this is the weird. That's like a bestiality tale, like bestiality bondage or something.
By a band called Torso Fuck. I don't think it's like supposed to not be funny.
This one's pretty bad. Yeah, I like it when the girls stop by in the summer. Do you remember when we met last summer? New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick. That's pretty bad.
It's like I'm looking at a list now that just says the names of the songs that have bad lyrics. I mean, there's I Am the Table made it on the list.
Oh yeah, they New Radicals. Wake up, kids. We got the dreamer's disease. Age 14, we got you down on your knees. So polite, you're busy, still saying please. That's cringy.
Ugh.
Sorry, that's more cringe than funny, but yeah.
That's not, I mean, it's bad.
It's in a hit song.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, a song could be a hit song. You have no idea what the lyrics are. Like I didn't know what the lyrics were to Zero at all until I had to sing them.
Toby Keith, yeah, that's a good place for dumb lyrics. Red Solo Cup, you're more than just plastic. You're more than amazing. You're more than fantastic. And believe me that I'm not the least bit sarcastic. When I look at you and say, Red Solo Cup, you're not just a cup. You're my friend. Thank you for being my friend, Red Solo Cup. I fill you up. Let's have a party.
That sounds like Siri wrote those lyrics. Okay, here's a song that is a bad song. I think Van Halen, Why Can't This Be Love? Isn't that like terrible Hagar song?
Why can't this be love? Yeah, you're right.
I tell myself, hey, only fools rush in and only time will tell if we stand the test of time. Only time will tell if we stand the test of time.
Yeah, I was still. Oh, you're saying it again. Okay.
Yeah, but it's dumb. It's super bad.
It is dumb. It is dumb.
Only time will tell if we stand the test of time.
Yeah, hell,
it'd be like wrong. Only the results of the test will tell you if you pass the test.
Right. I mean, it's not wrong. It's just stupid, right?
Yeah, I hate that song like a lot. That's one of my least favorite mainstream rock songs I've ever heard.
Is it better than Billy Joel?
Yeah, honestly, I kind of like Billy Joel now because I watched that video of him like screaming at people in Russia and flipping his piano over. That made me like him. Okay. I had this conversation with friends at a party the other night. You know what I'm talking about, right? It was like they're lighting the audience, and he just was sort of putting him between. He was singing the song. He's like, "They know they're stop lighting the audience!" Like he kept just yelling. It's like, "Stop lighting! Turn off the lights!" And then he just like flips his piano over and like gives everyone the bird and like walks off. It's incredible.
Flip you the bird. You should have done that song. Okay, yeah. I forgot about those lyrics. Of course, those were supposed to be funny, so they were, right?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Billy Joel has some terrible lyrics, terrible songs, but
oh yeah.
I just think he's kind of funny and gangster.
Sorry, before we're rolling here, I just thought I'd put the prologue like up now.
Word.
I don't want to forget it. Da, 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 da.
I think I'm going to tear this to shreds.
What?
This prologue.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do what you want.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Yeah. I guess we'll get into it then. So just
Okay.
give 5 minutes of silence. Hi. Welcome to Time Enough Podcast, where we talk about the Twilight Zone and beyond. It's going to be a little while before we get to beyond. I was asked, why are you saying and beyond now? You have like 5 seasons of the proper show to do. And it's like, well,
You have this
I'm
you have this
planting seeds.
pathological need. You have this pathological need to talk about what we're doing later, like the podcast we just recorded. You absolutely had to bring up that we were recording this podcast now afterwards.
Right. Cool. So, this is Matt living in the future. Just living in the future.
Hi, it's Mark. I'm living in the past.
Okay.
No, I have the pathological compulsion to just say too much information all the time.
At least you're not okay. I shouldn't open that door.
I won't. No, I'm not going to do it for your adult or non-adult only podcast.
Right.
Non-adult only rated.
I thought you might
teen podcast.
I thought you might end up talking about your fungus or something. That's TMI, right? Not that you have one. I'm just
and I stopped.
Hypothetical. Your hypothetical one. Yeah.
I stopped, and you're giving everyone a preview of the next R-rated podcast we do.
Well, we're gonna have our After Dark podcast. Actually, though, yeah, part of the I guess I'll be getting into the trivia a little bit. Today is a nice place to visit, and apparently this episode was a bit racy for the censors. Weirdly, like this episode was a tad bit too horny for 1960. Apparently, here
you have to take 5 dames out. Only 3 dames allowed in this.
Well,
too many dames.
That was kind of it. Here again. Now,
yeah, I can't imagine what else could it possibly have been.
Well,
and he wasn't.
Here's straight from the wiki. A nice place to visit was singled out for its brazen sexual innuendo. Program practices request that Valentine not refer to a girl as a broad, really stacked, even though the crudity was essential to establishing the unsavory qualities of the character. Nor could the protagonist refer to the party as a ball, because that word had more than one meaning. In another sequence, of a voluptuous young lady tends to Valentine's every need, then says, "Is there anything else I can do for you?" CBS's comment, "Please be certain that the girl's third speech be delivered in a sweet manner as described." So now I guess I'll read, the trivia I actually put together for this. I just, since our conversation went that way, I said, wait a minute. Yeah, I remember something that I did not put in my trivia. So now I do that.
Part 2 trivia. Part
two. It's a Charles Beaumont script, which probably accounts for the touch of wackiness in this tale. He's one of the 4 or 5 writers that definitely takes claim to a bit of the Twilight Zone's territory. Now, Beaumont wanted Mickey Rooney to play Valentine, and if Rooney wasn't available, he wanted Serling to take on the job himself. I'll second that emotion, but in the end, Serling did not want to do it, nor did Mickey Rooney. So instead, we get Larry Blyden playing Valentine. His main gig was on Broadway, where he was hardcore enough to score an acting Tony. He was about to make a jump to game show host in the mid-'70s, but some wild off-roading in Morocco cut that off, as well as his life. It's like a real-life Twilight Zone, I guess. Mr. Pip is Sebastian Cabot, who showed up in CBS shows like Kismet and Family Affair. Don't know what those are, sorry. He also did a lot of voice work and lended that instrument to some notable Disney films such as The Sword and the Stone, The Jungle Book, and multiple Winnie the Pooh adventures. The many adventures.
Is he Baloo?
Oh, that sounds right. It's been a few ticks since I watched The Jungle Book. But yeah, I just, because he looks like the, well, I mean, what did you think when you saw him?
I was thinking about Orson Welles.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about John Rhys Davies. Sliders. I was like, man, if this was made in the 90s, that would have been who they cast.
I think the first thing I was like, is this Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Is this what, executive Santa Claus?
Well, the guy needs to have a Christmas time job.
He actually called him Santa Claus.
Do you have to maintain? Do you have to maintain your Santa all year if you're a Santa, or can you can you slim up and shave during the summer?
I think so, but you really need to have like a professional Santa Claus on your show. Oh, he is Bagheera the Panther.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. These are all just names. It's been a while since I jungle booked. The
The
animated.
Panther.
Well, the anime has been playing in the house, but not the animation. So, and I haven't been watching the anime.
Yeah,
I don't want.
animes.
I don't really feel like watching the 30-part, volleyball school anime.
Anime is both better and worse than Disney films.
Yes. I mean, it's cool if you're into that I keep wanting to say manga because there's a lot of manga in the house too. But
Manga.
yeah. I will hit you up with a prologue for this once I click a few buttons. Shazam! There you go.
Portrait of a man at work. The only work he's ever done. The only work he knows. His name is Henry Francis Valentine, but he calls himself Rocky because that's the way his life has been. Rocky. And perilous and uphill at a dead run all the way. He's tired now, tired of running or wanting, of waiting for the breaks that come to others but were never to him, never to Rocky Valentine. A scared, angry little man. He thinks it's all over now, but he's wrong. For Rocky Valentine, it's just the beginning.
Okay, I guess we don't have any listeners anymore, but
that was really hard.
That was your inner child, was it?
I don't know. I made up a voice. It was bad.
Why don't you? Yeah.
Show business.
But okay. I don't know. I guess that's the real voice of Rocky Valentine then.
That is the voice of no one in this episode.
That's how Mr. Pip talks to himself when he's alone.
Yeah, that's Mr. Pip's assistant.
You got to give me a name for that. Who's Mr. Pip's assistant?
Barry.
Sure, why not? Okay.
Berry.
Yeah, we do have BER. Yeah, sure. No, BEARRY. Actually, that's the name of a snack shop at Nagano Station. I'm not a snack shop, a souvenir shop. It's a BEARY.
All right.
Bear and then a
gummy
Y.
bears.
No,
gummy bears.
No gummy
nothing.
bears there.
Bear claws.
I don't think they understand that the name they're using uses the word bear.
Okay. They just thought it sounded cool. I mean, good for them.
Something like that. We got a few of the Twilight Zone kind of archetypes populating here because we have the irredeemable thug that Rod just like dumpster dive straight from the prologue.
Yeah.
And then the weird whimsical old man who seems kind of satanic or something. Maybe I don't know, is Pip Satan? Or is
I don't
he just
think
I guess
no.
He's more of a lesser demon, I guess.
I think he's sort of like a lower management demon. I'm not really sure. I still have a really hard time wrapping my head around the structure of an afterlife that is supposed to contain everyone.
I mean, angels and demons would be the same thing. It all just depends on the context, right?
Maybe he's like a quantum AI that exists in everyone's world at once. I don't entirely understand the whole thing where Rocky was just skeptical for almost the entire episode, and then Mr. Pip just kind of kept dancing around the issue until the very end of what I think was, how long was he there for? A month?
Yeah.
Feels like it would have been much more effective if he'd waited, like, I don't know, 100 years.
Because you can, I mean, even though the show's 25 minutes, you could make that time jump. Was that too much of a time jump for a 1960 television audience?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, if nothing
well,
really changes.
The thing is that you're supposed to be springing that on the audience as well as Rocky. But as I put in my notes, Rocky is the perfect audience surrogate for, about a season into this TV series, because all of us are just like, what is this? What's the catch?
Yeah. I suppose so. Sorry, that was just a whole bunch of noises there. That didn't really make a point.
What did I make? Did my thing fritzing out?
No, my voice was fritzing out because I was like making noises but saying nothing. Um,
Oh, weird.
um, so what I was going to say is, oh, and that went out of my mind because I was explaining the last thing. Okay, I think my brain broke.
Ah,
I've got it. An escape clause. It took the guy like 1 day to get fed up and use his escape clause. Like
yes.
maybe I don't know. He had a trial, so maybe it was a month for him. It just seemed like a day. It seemed like they really quickly pushed him through. No, he would have had a full
Hmm.
trial. So okay, he put himself in the legal system after 1 day. He effectively ended like anything useful he's going to do with his life.
Yes, and I would assume that being in jail, sort of like this, where I don't even think this version of hell is going to be particularly intolerable.
Right. It's like
Boring, yes, but maybe
he's
it's just to him it's boring. I mean, to him
exactly
it's hell.
he's too gambling focused, right? He's like he's too competitive. I mean, oh no, do some people just need to be driven by a competition all the time?
Maybe that's why he kept just pulling a gun on Mr. Pip over and over and shooting him,
I
just
mean,
sort of out of nowhere.
I
It's
mean, he's got all
it's
the ladies. Can it be like, oh, that was too perfect?
that's the funny thing is that he
Just
the
change
funny
your
thing is that
focus.
he's skeptical. Yeah, he's skeptical about part of it, but then he's not skeptical about always winning. He's more skeptical about him being handed a nice apartment than he is about winning at gambling over and over.
Yeah, I mean, why doesn't he like get into like tantric sex, man? Because if everyone's there to please him in the most perfect way, he can like, yeah. I mean, come on, be imaginative, dude.
The censors would not allow tantric sex in this episode.
No, I get that. I get that. I'm just like trying to think of it.
I don't know. I was just trying to tie it into the trivia, but
Or he could, become a creative instead of a competitor. I mean, it's fine being a competitor. He's just been put in a place where competition's like out the window, right?
do you think that this episode is sort of implying that people who are criminals have no imagination?
Possibly. I mean, they should have imagination. They need to know how to crim, right?
Maybe not. Maybe bad people just are like, I don't know. I just want the coins to come out of the chute. It's just like that.
Well, I guess there's smarter criminals and dumber ones, and as the prologue in this makes it clear, this is one of the dumber ones.
Yeah, he got shot and didn't even remember it. Like he forgot that he got shot to death. It's like, oh yeah, I got shot to death
Well, we repress traumatic memories, right?
from like yesterday. Mm.
Sure. I don't know.
I think that's maybe also a thing is that this implies that criminals are dumb and have a short memory.
Yeah. I mean, this is Matrix Cypher's dream, but Valentine doesn't even want the juicy steak. He makes Pip eat it.
He's a hilariously stupid and ineffective goon, but I guess he's good at, well, I don't think he's even a good criminal because he does get just shot to death, just
Right.
trying to climb up a wall. I don't know. It seems like maybe he's just, what if that was his, well, no, I would say what if that's his first bank robbery, but they do start going over his crimes at the trippy file cabinets on the top of the stairs. And
Oh yeah, if that's supposed to be the Akashic record, it's somewhat lacking. It's like 20 file cabinets. I guess the idea is they go on forever, but that makes them practical.
I thought it was pretty trippy myself.
No,
I
no,
mean,
it was fun. It was
it was
good. But
small, but yeah,
you
it was
know,
a nice touch to me personally.
for people that have an internet they can access, it was quite quaint.
That is the internet in hell.
I do like that. I do like that he calls the cops screws
Yeah,
right
that
before
was
he
real
gets
fun.
shot. Right before he gets shot and dies. Like,
Surprised they let the censors let that happen.
well, I think maybe that didn't quite have the meaning. Like I was looking at
Maybe it just didn't at all. Yeah.
because I was looking at bad album covers yesterday, and 1962 or something had songs for gay dogs, which the dude sitting in a comfy chair with a dog. But yeah, that was fine in 1962, right?
I guess so. I never even heard a cop referred to as a screw before, so it just that dropped out of favor so quickly. I guess.
Well, next time you get pulled over, you'll know what to say. Oh, you're some kind of screw. And then
That's exactly what to say. Yes.
And then what was George Carlin recommend? You say, okay, give me the ticket so I can check it for errors. And then you rip it up, wad it up, throw it in the cop's face.
It's a great idea. And call them a screw.
Right. See, he didn't have that part because he was telling the joke like 20 years later when that word. I mean, he was using the word. He was using
the word,
but not in that particular. I guess it's like a screw up. But why would you call the cops a screw up? That doesn't make quite sense.
No idea. I've never
I mean,
I have no reference, no point of reference.
Pigs make sense. At work, we have these, for the kids that we have crafts and stuff, right? So we had these finger puppets, but the copy's really bad and they're hard to color. So I was tracing them to make newer, cleaner ones. And after I finished, I was like, oh, I should have changed Dr. Sheep. No, it's Pig Chef, and the sheep was a cop. That makes sense. Sheep was a cop. I was like, oh, I should have redrawn it to make the cop a pig. And they were like, why don't you redo it? I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Took a while to trace, and I had to trace a robot too. Yeah, I've been doing lots of tracing recently.
Wow, that's good. I certainly haven't. I don't think Rocky would sit around tracing in hell.
Oh, he's got 1,000. He's got an eternity. So I shouldn't even say 1,000 years. He's got an eternity. At some point, he might want to learn to trace.
He'd just be like, no, all I do is gamble and then become bored of gambling. And then, he wanted to rob a bank in hell also. But not if it was easy.
I mean, he could do it for the nostalgia, I guess.
Well, but then the door was locked. So it seems like maybe at the end it was going to take a turn, but maybe not.
Yeah, I suppose so. I did like when he goes into his clothes closet. It's just a little pre-Austin Powers. Like, give it a few more years, that would have been a full-on proper Austin Powers clothes closet.
I feel like they left a good joke on the table when he was like, "It's yellow, your favorite color," and it's black and white.
Right. Oh, that.
And then he puts on a different tie. I couldn't tell what color it was.
And he tucks the tie into his belt. Is that a thing people do?
Maybe it's so it doesn't flap around when you rob a bank.
I guess so. It keeps it nice and I get planted on your chest, I suppose. But I don't know. It's just like sometimes you might want to take your jacket off and then you look like a derp. So
you don't want to take a tie. You don't want to take the tie to the bank robbery because then someone could grab you by the tie and punch you in the face.
Just like that Incredibles sequence where talking about why superheroes shouldn't have capes.
Exactly.
Dude gets sucked into the jet intake.
Or long hair.
Right. That must have been the proud. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on this one before I start questioning you with questions.
The casino.
Oh yeah. I was wondering if Connery was at the next table over. Probably like not Connery, a pre-Connery James Bond, like the TV Bond from like the 50s.
Wait, there's a TV Bond?
Yeah, Casino Royale was originally made as a TV like movie, like one of those Playhouse 90s sort of things. I think it was a TV thing with James Bond as an American.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know this at all.
In the first filmed iteration of James Bond, Bond is American.
What? Wow.
Well,
this is like when I found out there were like 3 versions of Wizard of Oz before the
well, obviously this one didn't take. And then the other Casino Royale, there's the movie where James Bond is like 20 different people. There's like 20 James Bonds.
Maybe they can do that with whatever they do next.
I mean, that was supposed to, yeah, that'd be cool. They could like take everyone that like everyone's talking about that they want to be James Bond. So you get Tom Hardy and Idris Elba and just put them all in the movie and make it a comedy.
Make it like the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Of Dr. Bondiastinist.
Yes, exactly.
Bondiastinist.
And then there'll be a big sequence at the end that you aren't supposed to spoil for people, but at the end, James Bond becomes CGI Sean Connery. And it's like, oh, it's the true James Bond.
But then he opens his shirt and like out of his chest are coming like the faces of all these other Bonds. Like screaming.
Because he stole them. He stole their souls. Then he meets Ian Fleming, and Ian Fleming, whatever, they kiss, and then the movie ends.
Right. Okay. There, we've made the blockbuster of 2023 in theory. Okay.
Something I'm obviously not even remotely interested in. I didn't even like Dr. Parnassus wasn't even like it wasn't even a very good Terry Gilliam film, but
I didn't see it, probably because I heard that. So,
yeah,
uh, well, okay. What hit were your quoting song lyrics before we start getting into the show? Heaven is a place where nothing ever happens. This is David Byrne's Heaven.
pretty much.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't think either him or what's the name of the guy who wrote the script again? No, I don't
Charles
think that
Beaumont.
either of these, Charles Beaumont or David Byrne, are the first people to have that idea. But that's always, I think that's fascinated anybody who's given any real thought to like, what would heaven even be like? Would it get boring? Would it be full of people you don't like? Would it be boring and full of people you don't like?
Wait, it
There's,
seems okay. He doesn't dislike the people; they just don't have a personality, I suppose. The only person with any personality is Pip, is it?
I think he dislikes everyone.
Okay, because he's
I mean,
bored by
kind
them.
of.
Yeah,
That's a my armchair psychiatrist
yeah. I guess he's just
on this
never
guy.
he's never going to find anyone he particularly likes, which is again
I
so he's
mean,
create it's his own hell. He created the hell, right? There's all this sort of like supernatural afterlife stuff going on, but it's hell because that's what he decided to make it.
he literally shot the guy who gave him a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a quote near the end. He's gonna have to live with it. I'm like, no, he won't. He's already dead. So,
Ah,
well,
ah.
yeah. How about for you? If you're already dead in this situation, so is this your heaven or your hell? You get that swank penthouse
I
apartment
would,
with a cool
I'd love
closet.
that. I mean, that'd be great. I would take that over just whatever the void of space or anything like that. That sounds fun, but I think that that means that when I went to hell, it would be something more like, wait, I'm trying to think. What would
A classical Billy Joel concert.
I think I'm not stupid enough that you could give me a hell like this and then trick me. Like, wait a minute.
So would you just go nuts from the start, or would you like,
I think probably what would happen is my personal hell would just be like I just am immediately like chained up and stabbed a bunch, like the
okay,
regular hell.
right? No fire
Because
though.
that would be
Fire or
very
ice?
bad.
Is your hell icy or fiery?
Uh, I
Can't
think
you can't have room temperature for hell. That's for sure.
I think ice would probably be worse for me.
Okay.
Maybe I'm like
Uh,
drowning all the time,
I'm drowning in hell.
and like I'm getting stabbed, but I'm
Mm,
also drowning. So like
okay.
I can't like drowning would be underwater would probably be the worst hell. The water level.
That
Like,
is
don't put
not
me in a water level.
that is not a nice place to visit. Though I do hear people that are drowning, their brain will let out a bunch of endorphins when things are getting, when they're about to eat it
So
or
that's where
drink it.
mermaids come from.
Yes, I
Yeah.
guess. But no, there is a
Well,
endorphin kick apparently. The final, I guess, flight response.
I am a dyed in the wool skeptic, and why I didn't hear until recently that myths of dragons are mostly because people found dinosaur bones and didn't know what they were. I was like, of course.
Well, I don't know because in Japan they just we have all those weird like kind of giraffe looking things and kind of liony looking things, right? Like
Hmm.
at the temples, the statues and stuff. Mainly because it was like a third hand description of lions and giraffes. So
That's also a good explanation. It's like I want to believe in further things, but I don't.
yeah,
It's like I
like
want to.
right, it's like someone from the Middle East visits Africa, sees a lion, and then goes trading, tells someone about China, and they go training, tell the Koreans, and then someone from Korea ends up in Japan, and it's like there's it's not like there's a photo to show, right? So
Yeah,
you
or you
just
take pineapples to Hawaii and everyone just thinks that pineapples are from Hawaii.
yeah, where are pineapples from?
I think like the Middle East or something.
Oh, okay, that is trippy. I
That's not
didn't know
right.
that. Uh,
They're not from Hawaii. There's like a big I think Del Monte did a bunch of war crimes, probably. I
Pineapple
mean,
war crimes. Pineapple
legally,
Republic.
allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe I'm thinking of bananas because of the term banana republic. Or
Yeah,
maybe
that's
the
why I
bananas.
brought up the Pineapple Republic. So
Yeah. Maybe it
Oh,
is though. Pineapple Colony.
mm. But how about for this episode? I mean, who went into the Twilight Zone? There's only two characters, I
This
guess.
this feels like it was tailor made for your end of episode questions.
Like
This
it just
episode.
well, no, it's not because there's nothing to say, is there? It's like, well, there's two people in this episode, and one of them's the trippy dude. So,
Rocky went into the Twilight Zone, and hell yes, Rocky deserved to go into the Twilight Zone.
but okay, question two: did he deserve it? I mean,
Yes.
he's. No, I know he's. Did he deserve this nice a hell? Again, he can enjoy himself here if he really felt like it. He just doesn't feel like it.
That's just it. He's really upset.
Yeah,
He just went from being miserable to being stupid enough to be like, "Yay, it's gold coming out of the slot machine," to just being like, I'm bored and I'm in hell." Like he's just I guess like the worst thing you could do to this guy is to make him happy for like 5 minutes by giving him fake gambling
I mean,
wins.
he can sit around. He can drown his worries and real nice bourbon from real nice decanters, and it doesn't matter because he's already dead. So,
Yeah, someone like me who is a generally fun, optimistic person who makes not to toot my own horn, I do try to make the best of any situation I'm in. I would probably have a pretty good time unless I was drowning and being stabbed by things, which is probably what hell would actually be like if it was me.
right. So, does Rocky deserve a stronger hell? Extra strength hell? Because this is like light.
Uh,
This is like light strength hell.
No, I think that he got a pretty bad hell because he's the worst thing for him just being bored. And also I guess it's just started. Maybe when it pans away, then he starts getting like impaled by maybe the slot machines all come and like throw him out of a window.
Right, right. That would be the second time that happened if that were the case. So,
Yeah. I think he deserved this. He seems really unhappy.
yeah,
So
but he,
yeah.
after a while, even if you're getting stabbed and impaled, and you probably get used to it after a while.
I think
You know,
maybe the whole point of this episode isn't even the point of this episode isn't even that you do bad, you go to hell. It's that miserable people can be handed everything and they will just be that much more miserable.
yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, well, he has a chance where he could like change his own mind, do the inner work, man.
Yeah.
Because he's still a thinking being if he's not a living being. So,
It's
hey,
kind of sorry, like the best episodes of the Twilight Zone, it kind of is ahead of its time because it is kind of addressing that this guy is kind of manifesting just bad stuff in his own life, and he kind of really he killed a dog when he was 6, I think.
yeah, yeah,
I think it said he butchered a dog because the
yeah.
dog like what bit him or something or peed on him.
That's where I'm saying he doesn't deserve this because this doesn't suck enough.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that it's about him making his own. I don't know. I think it's like because specifically he was handed something nice to demonstrate to him, to prove to him that he can't even have
Enjoy
something
nice
nice.
things. This is why you can't
Yeah.
have nice things.
Yeah, it's like this is the best you can do and you're still miserable.
Well, yeah, I mean, I say some of the richest people in the world are quite messed up in the head and miserable, right? So,
Yeah, but the thing is that you can deny it all you want if you don't have like a large jolly man laughing at you telling you that you're in hell.
yeah,
You
yeah.
need that. You need that. Like Elon Musk needs just someone right after he buys Twitter. He needs just Mr. Pip to show up and be like, "What makes you think you bought Twitter?"
I'm sure that probably is what happens. Yeah, they send in
We'll
they send
see.
in the guy from BlackRock or whatever, tell him that.
You actually bought myspace.com. It's like
Yeah,
that.
there's a Twilight Zone ending. Okay. Trip-o-meter. Where do you want to trip this on the trip-o-meter?
4.2.
Okay. Why that and why the point two? 420 blazing?
Yeah. No, but it's 4.2 because I feel like I feel like this is the trippiest episode that I've discussed. but I want to leave room for something trippier. But like the pool stop motion pool ball thing, the file
Hmm.
cabinets. That honestly, it's probably not intended to be such, but the bags just saying the casino is trippy.
Okay. Oh yeah, I did. I actually gave my first 5 a few weeks ago on the tripometer. This though is a little lower for me. This would be like a 3.5.
All
Um,
right.
well, I was just focusing on all the trappings, like the clothes and the decanters and all that. So if I was focused on that so much, I mean, it's kind of like watching a 30s movie, right? Like watching The
Hmm.
Thin Man or something.
Well, also part of why I give it that highest score is because Mr. Pip was trippy, and there's that phone that where he had to dial the letters PIP that were in different parts on the rotary dial. That's
Oh yeah,
trippy
that was pretty trippy. Well, I mean,
when he just fades out.
I'm still
But
giving it 3.5. It just what
mhm.
I was saying when I gave the 5 is the 5 came way because the idea was kind of subtle, like what was happening, even like the guest and I actually had completely opposite views and thought ours were obvious about what was going on. So it's like, okay, that's trippy. That gets a 5. So this one
Interesting.
3.5 because I like all of the like mid 20th century style elements here, but they're not like trippy.
Yeah, I'd say this. Well, yeah, I think most of these episodes are open to interpretation. I don't know if there's a Twilight Zone where it's just like someone just goes into space and then disintegrates or something, but that would probably be like, well, you can't argue about that being trippy, but
And the sky was opened.
uh
Well, they come back to Earth and then they disappear.
yeah, but yeah, well, that was a very trippy episode.
Yeah,
But
we gave that one pretty high marks for that. So,
if you like followed them into the void, I'm
mm-hmm.
saying it's like,
Oh,
but
okay,
but
yeah,
but Twilight Zone is usually better than just like following someone into the void.
that's Star
It's
Trek the motion
usually
picture. That was pretty trippy though.
yeah. No, that's great. I'd say 2001 is the only thing that's really kind of pulled that off, and it's actually been trippy and shown the trippy thing. But even
But
that,
I will put out there again that this new director's edition 4K of Star Trek the motion picture actually way ups the trip content. It's a much
ooh,
trippier movie now.
I'm excited. Is that for sale already then?
It's on Paramount Plus, and I think I heard it's going to be on disc in September.
Nice. I have Paramount Plus.
Okay,
Hopefully the audio's in sync.
you know what my photo filters look like, right? Or
Photo
how I
filters.
Photoshop my color photos.
Yeah,
It looks like they did that to Star Trek the motion picture, basically.
cool.
So it's just like,
I'm in. As
yeah,
I've said on many of your other podcasts, I like that movie.
it's now a colorful movie, which you would not have said before.
I would I'd
It
say it
was
was colorful, but it's like a, not super colorful, but
now it is.
okay, cool.
uh,
I
as
mean,
for
it has
this,
that transporter accident. I'm weirdly obsessed with transporter accidents and teleporter accidents.
oh, so
Like,
you've watched Lower Decks?
yes,
Okay,
great show.
that's a
No, but yeah, but I mean, that's one of the most memorable ones, possibly. I don't know. It's like that and the one from The Fly are sort of like neck and neck.
wait, what
The
came
the
back?
the, the
Fortunately, it
chimpanzee
didn't live
thing.
long. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
so how did you feel about the transporter accident where he's just like mostly transported but not completely, and then the sound is following him around?
That show's great.
So he sits at the bridge still. That was fun. But
And I like they made a transporter clone and just sort of like sent him off.
yeah. I thought he'd be, yeah, I'm sure he'll be back at some point. But
Exactly.
okay. As for this,
Hopefully he's not going to become a lame Bajoran terrorist.
I assume when he comes back he'll have a goatee, but
Yeah, probably. They'll probably make him a lame Bajoran terrorist. They'll be like, sorry, Maquis terrorist.
yeah.
They'll be like, ah, you didn't become a lame Maquis terrorist, did you? Like, yeah.
That's what Riker drives people to do.
Yeah.
This is Time Enough Podcast. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, where it's called Time Enough Podcast. We're on the Patreon of Podcastius, where you could support us and help us do things like not have to pay for Zoom Pro out of our pockets. And let's see, We also talk about sci-fi films there at Matt and Luke's Sci-Fi Sanctuary, whatever films at Oral Hygiene, and there's lots of video gaming with Luke Loves Pokemon. I think Monster Hunter's coming back soon. And
Monster Mash. That's the name of the podcast.
Right, but they talk about Monster Hunter. Okay.
Yep.
And what was the last one? Oh, the game show with games and the game and the shows. Game shows.
A game show about games. Game show.
There.
I'm going to do your plugs for you.
Okay.
Because I don't have any.
Okay. Well, you could like make a plug up. This here, I'll tell you the date this airs. Hold on. You have to plug for this date. Today it is June 13th.
Go to the casino.
Which
Gamble
one?
at it's the casino.
Atlanta doesn't have. Where's the casino?
In the other place.